He's the great Renato Moicano. There he is. Hello, Renato. How are you?
What's up, Ariel?
I'm sorry.
How about you?
I gave you right time yesterday, wrong time today. So I'm sorry. I probably confused you a little bit.
Don't worry, no problem at all. Ariel, I cannot see you, but that's okay. I'm listening you good, but I cannot see you.
Okay, I can
I
see
don't
you
know
just
why.
fine. You look fantastic.
Okay, so let's go.
Let's go. By the way, your YouTube channel, the one where you're focused on Portuguese stuff, you're on fire these days. You're killing it.
Yeah, I'm getting a good views. I'm doing live streams and all that stuff, trying to make some money outside fighting, and I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Did you feel like if you focused on the Portuguese market, it would be better for you? Is that why you're doing more Portuguese these days?
Yes, because the MMA media and the MMA YouTube on America, like you have big names, you have a lot of people that have huge followers. So I thought like if I do the same thing like in the Portuguese channel, I think that would do better because I don't have as much as competition and I think I am even funnier like in entertaining in Portuguese. It's easy for me in Portuguese.
Oh, yes. I've seen a lot of your reactions. Very, very fun stuff. Obviously, part of the reason why I wanted to have you this weekend was because of Dan Hooker's fight against Arman Tsarukyan and then him mentioning your name afterwards. First, let me ask you, what did you think of the fight? And is that how you thought it was going to play out?
Yeah, no disrespect to Dan Hooker, but he was not in the same level as Arman in the wrestling. So uh, I knew that would be like a unidimensional fight, and that was, Dan Hooker did well, like on the feet on the beginning, but I think he did a huge mistake, like pulling for the guillotine twice, and was just I saw the fight playing out like that.
What about the way in which he got out? Armin got out of the second guillotine where he like did that like spin to get out. As someone who knows a thing or two about jiu-jitsu, very impressive, no?
Yeah, but at the same time, I think Dan Hooker did a terrible job, because in the end of the day, like he had the guillotine, Arman like roll like the tail, the gator roll or something like that. But like if Dan was a little bit better on the grappling, he would take his back. That was an easy position to take his back or to even to have a choke over there. But I think he got like a little bit confused and he let it go the guillotine and he let it go the stuff. To be honest, I never seen somebody doing a escape like that. That was a little bit confusing for me.
So now Armin is very, he's very vocal about wanting to be next, to fight for the belt, to fight Ilya. Do you think he should be next?
Hey, Ariel, you know me. I don't like Arman Tsarukyan that much. I don't have nothing against him. But to be honest, right now he is the guy to fight for the belt. I think with the performance that he had, and if you watch his record on UFC, like he only lost to Ganra, and that was a very hard fight. There was a split decision, if I remember. Maybe I'm mistaken, but there was a close fight, and then he lost to Makhachev on his debut, like with very short notice. So the guy against Joel Alvarez, he did a very good job, and now he beat Charles. Was a split decision too, but after that one, I think he's the number one contender. I think he should be fighting for the title next. I think there is no doubt. Like if you're trying to see who is the best contender, I think right now, with no doubt, is Arman. I think UFC is not gonna have any option to put Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett is number 5 right now, but let's be honest, he just beat Tony Ferguson, fucking Michael Chandler, and I don't even remember who somebody like Bobby Green, and he's number 5. Doesn't make any sense to put Paddy Pimblett to fight for the belt right now. And even Justin Gaethje, he win his last fight, but he lost to Max Holloway before. I think no doubt Arman should be fight for the title next.
Who do you think wins, Armin or Ilya?
I think Ilya. I think Elias Topuria is the best fighter right now on the lightweight division, and it's going to be tough, to beat Makhachev because Makhachev has a game like that is very boring. But it is what it is right now. Like it's very hard to beat Makhachev, and I think even on the pound for pound rankings because the like 2 belts and all that stuff. But to me, Elias Topuria is the best fighter in the UFC right now. Like If you talk about striking and grappling wrestling, Makhachev might be better on the grappling wrestling, but Ilia Topuria is a knockout artist and a grappler and a submission artist. I think he is one of the best, and he definitely could could be the greatest of all times. I think Ilia Topuria has everything together. You know.
Wow. Do you think if he moved up to 170, as he is saying he wants to do very soon, he can win at 170 and beat Islam over there?
I don't know if he can beat Islam. I think that would be very hard, especially him being that small. He's not big even for a lightweight, you know. But I don't doubt him. I don't doubt him. You know, a guy that knocked Volkanovski out, knocked Max Holloway out, knocks Charles Oliveira out. I think he could possibly go to 170 and beat Topuria. He will not be the favorite for sure. He will be the underdog. But if he does that, he's the greatest of all time, no doubt.
Okay, those guys aside, I'm sure you've seen Hooker saying after the fight he wants to fight you. He says the both of you suck. That's how he put it. What did you think when you saw this?
I just laughed, you know. That was a funny call out. I think that was even funnier because I think at the beginning he said like Hunter called him to see if everything was okay, and he answered the phone and say, "Hey, Moicano sucks," and that is something that I would do it if I was in his place. You know, I would say the same thing about Dan Hooker. I think he doesn't deserve to be on the top five, on the top six, and he's right. I fucking suck. He sucks. But the only thing that he's missing out that he's way worse than me. No ground game, you know. Doesn't have knockout power. Doesn't have wrestling, you know. And unfortunately for both of us, UFC not gonna do this matchup. You know. I think the fans would love to watch me and the Hooker fight, but I don't think UFC is making that fight.
Why not?
Because let's be honest, we both old, and they probably want to feed like a young contenders prospect, you know, to get in the rankings. Right now, Dan Hooker is the easiest way to get on the top of the rankings, you know. And I am number 10 too, so I don't think they would do that, you know. I think what they will do is BSD against Dan Hooker. I think that's the move.
Why?
That's what they want. Because look, you guys remember what they tried to do with BSD on France. They tried to put me over there so BSD could like beat me and keep climbing on the rankings after he lost to Dustin. And then after he lost to me, he beat a guy that nobody knows, and then he beat Ruffy, you know, and then his hype went up, and then he beat the other guy, and then he beat like Benoit Darush that I lost, unfortunately, brother. I'm so sad with this fight, brother. I cannot believe I lost to Darush, but it is what it is. And then he's young, you know. He taps into the European market, the French marketing, and he's still very young. So I think they want him. They want to keep pushing him because and he's good. Let's be honest, BSD is good and he's young. So that's why I think they will try to push him and Dan Hooker. I think that's what they will do.
In your opinion, you mentioned the Dariush fight that was in June. What went wrong that night? Why didn't it go your way?
I'm not trying to make any excuses, you know, but but now I will do the excuses.
Okay, okay.
I think in my mind, I thought like that's going to be an easy fight, you know. Through the whole camp, I was telling myself that man, that's going to be easy. Motherfucker is old, you know. And as we watch on the last pay-per-view card, BSD against Benoit Darush, he cannot take a punch anymore. We saw that, you know. I think he's close to be done with the sport. I think he doesn't have the same chin. He's still very good, especially on the grappling, and that's what I underestimate him, you know, because on the first round I did okay. I knock him down, and then on my head I say, okay, that's going to be easy. I just have to go over there and punch him again. But then he threw me a very good left hand, and then I was afraid, you know, I fell, and then I shoot for the takedown. I was on my back to the whole second round, and that drained my energy, you know, and then a fight that I thought that would be easy was getting harder and on the third round, I was exhausted, and I was like, asking myself. I thought that fight would be easy. Why is not going my way? And then I start to doubt myself in the middle of the fight, and that's what I think. Uh, but it is what it is. A fight is always like that. You think it's going to be in a way and could be in another way. And I'm not taking anything from Darush. He's still good in the grappling. He still has a very good jiu-jitsu. He was never great at striking, but at least he has knockout power. But his chin durability is done. We saw that on the last fight. That was a very short punch, and BSD got him hurt really fast.
When you saw that, and considering how your fight went against BSD, and I know all the fights, it's MMA math, but when you saw that, did it make you feel worse about your fight? Even worse now because you beat the guy who beat him?
No, not really, not really. I don't think in things like that. What is in the past, in the past. There is nothing that I can do to manipulate the past or to make myself feeling better. No, I don't think like that. I thought that BSD would win, and I was just surprised. It was a knockout in the first round. I was surprised that was in the first round and that fast. But I don't feel nothing about the fight.
Okay. Are you surprised at how BSD has made a comeback since 2024 when you lost to Dustin and you?
Yeah, I was surprised, but I knew BSD. He has that heart. You cannot take this out from this guy from his first fight in UFC against Zelensky. I don't know the Eliseu Capoeira. Eliseu. On the welterweight, he survived 3 rounds of a beatdown. There was a beatdown, and BSD, like I say on my fight, when I was supposed to fight, when I fought him, I tell this to everybody. He's very strong. He's very he's not gonna give up 100%. But I think he's a little bit dumb and he's underestimating me. Because I watch his fights, and when people shoot for takedowns, he will say, "Okay, I'm gonna put in the butterfly and I'm going to sweep." But I have been training grappling for a long, long time, and I say there is no way that I can be on top and he sweep me like that. I'm gonna beat his ass. So was more a matchup. I thought, man, I can really hurt BSD the way he fights, and that was what happened. But I knew that he did not give up. He never gave up. Even on the Dustin fight that he lost, he was tired, but he was still going on. So I think he has a heart for fighting.
Your last fight was in June. It's already almost December. Do you know when you're going to return yet?
No, I don't know yet. I'm waiting for a good fight, for a good opportunity. I hope it's Dan Hooker, but who knows? Like I say, I don't know if UFC is going to do that or not. I think it's a good matchup. I think it's a fun matchup. I think we both are in the rankings, but that's not how UFC operates, and that's for them to decide. But if they offer me a good fight or a bad fight, that's to me to decide. Right now, I'm not too worried about fighting. I'm making a lot of money outside fighting, not only with internet, but I have other stuff that I'm doing, that I'm putting my money on, that I'm making money outside fighting. So I'm not too worried. I love fighting. The money that I make from the UFC is good, but I'm 36. I'm looking to other stuff right now too. So depends on who they offer. Depends on I'm not too worried about coming back too fast. I need to get better too. I need to get back to training, real training, and let's see what UFC has to me on the next year.
Are you talking about the Bitcoin? Because I saw today it's going down a little bit.
It's going a lot of down.
What is happening
but that's
here?
Good.
That's good?
Of course, that's good. Let me tell you something. Do you like soda? Do you like Coca-Cola? Do you like what do you like to buy?
Water. It's healthier.
So do you like water?
Sure, yeah.
If the price of water comes down, you will buy more, right?
Sure.
This is just like Bitcoin. I don't worry too much about the market prices and fluctuation. That could be a lot of stuff. Right now on the Bitcoin community, there is a war going on with the developers. They're trying to modify. They're trying maybe they will do a fork. I'm not sure if they do that, but some people are confusing about the protocol. They're trying to put like ordinals. They are trying to put like images inside the blockchain of the Bitcoin, and some people are very conservative about that. So there is a war between developers on the Bitcoin right now, and on the other thing is the market is a little bit down nowadays because all that stuff, the tariffs and all that stuff that is going on with the world and all the uncertainties. But I'm telling you, today's 2025. I'm not worried about the Bitcoin price in 10 years. It's for sure. Bitcoin for sure will hit $1 million. I don't know when. But it will. I have no doubt because the way countries and economy are structured right now is on debit. You can ask this to anybody that knows how money and works, and money and politics works. Right now USA is in a almost 37 trillion debt, and that debt is going crazy. Every country is working on a debt, and that's why Bitcoin will jump the price. So it's not about how much Bitcoin will be worth, is how much value the dollar will lose, and the dollar is the strongest currency in the world, is the reserve. But eventually, people gonna lose the faith on dollar, and there is no other currency to compete with the dollar. But even the mighty dollar will fall because the governments and economy and central banks, they simply keep printing money and debasing the value of the currency. So I'm not too worried. If you understand it, if you believe on the thesis that Bitcoin will keep still going up, you don't have to worry about market fluctuations. You just have to buy. You just have to focus on how you want to buy. DCA, lump sum, how you going to do,
Okay.
So, of course, the price matters a little bit, but not in the long term, So I'm still believe on this thesis. I still believe the USA is not going to get better. The economy is not going to get better. China, the economy is not going to get better. Brazil is not going to get a bit better. They will still, we still have populism. We still have people like promising free stuff, and the value of the money will still be the base. So that's why I still believe in Bitcoin.
This is why I love speaking to you, because you give us a worldly perspective. Can I also just ask you, Kyoji Horiguchi won on Saturday, and then he called out Alex Pantoja. This is an ATT versus ATT thing. How do you feel about this when you heard about it?
Man, I was streaming at the time, and I was so happy because people don't know. That's the power of the UFC, Ariel. Everybody that knows Kyoji know he's a killer, and he's funny, and he's like a character. He's a guy that you talk to him and you love him. He's a guy that very charismatic. Yeah, but fighting in like Bellator, PFL, or even Rising, people cannot appreciate like the way he talks, the way he fights. But then he goes to the UFC for the second time, and he does what he did against a really tough Dagestani fighter. And then he went on the microphone and say all that stuff that he did. I was laughing my ass off, brother. This guy is so funny and he's so likable. And I think him beating the guy the way he did and the way he worked on the mic, I think eventually, if they make that fight, will be huge for Pantoja, because they will be able to sell the fight, they will be able to trash talk, and this is going to bring a little bit of visibility to the division.
For sure.
So I think Horiguchi is a very good asset for the UFC. And like I say, you go to his Twitter right now, he's getting like 20K likes on the post. He's trending right now because UFC, people don't realize what UFC can offer to you, and it is visibility. Nobody can compete with him in combat sports, not only MMA, but I mean in martial arts. And I think fighters, they need to take advantage of that side of the business, because you can make money outside fighting too, using the visibility that you get in UFC. So I think that's great for Pantoja. And by the way, the way Pantoja handled the stuff was great. You know, he's very humble, and he was genuinely happy for Kyoji's success. And he say, okay, if he wants to fight me, of course, that would be great. Right now, I have to focus on Joshua Van, but I think that would be a great fight. So that just show the character of Pantoja too. So I'm very happy to see Kyoji and Pantoja in the same division, as much as this could be like how do I say that? This could be like a mixed feeling, because they both are my friends and they both are ADT. But I think that's great for both fighters. You know, that's great.
Last quick thing. What is your message to Dan Hooker?
Dan Hooker, easy fucking money, brother. You are fucking turtle in a tree. Everybody wants the free ticket to the top 5. And let's see if they give to this old man over here.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Renato. Really appreciate it. You're the man. Go check out the YouTube channel. You're doing incredible things. Always great to pick your brain. Much love, my friend.
Thank you so much for the platform that you always have me on your show. And see you motherfuckers until next time.
Okay, there he is, the great Renato Moicano. Always great to speak to him. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.